The January transfer window has been very underwhelming as a Spurs fan. As I keep saying, we've just made the one signing and not even an outfield signing yet, considering how bad our injury crisis is at the club. But today on the Sonny Talk Spurs YouTube channel, I'm going to be making the case that Tottenham should be signing Tyler Dibling. But before we go any further, if you are new to the channel, then drop us a like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and also leave your comments down below. Should we sign Dibling or should we avoid him? To start things off then, I'll be honest in this video. I don't think we should be signing Tyler Dibling in January for a couple of reasons, but we should be waiting until the summer because at the moment Southampton are in a crazy crisis. They're definitely going to be relegated, but according to reports, Tyler Dibling, they will not let him go for less than £55 million this window. He's also injured at the moment, but he'd fit in at Spurs, wouldn't he? We love an injury crisis and we love an injured player. So he's also injured, so that's an issue. And also, there's a few other clubs sniffing around at the moment. And in the summer, where Southampton would probably take a lower fee because they'll be in the Championship, whereas now he's a star asset. Even when he comes back in a couple of weeks, they will want to keep hold of him. He will want to be, playing in their midfield, on their wing, hopefully getting them some points and, a glimpse of staying up, even though I don't think that's going to happen. But at the moment, the latest report suggests that Tottenham, Newcastle, Manchester United and RB Leipzig are still looking to sign the 18-year-old winger. But I think Tottenham should be blowing them out of the water. He has got so much potential and has shown so much this season in such a poor Southampton side under two very underwhelming coaches that he can be the next best thing. Just take a look at some of these, Southampton legends, different pundits, of what they've had to say about the wonder who is Tyler Dibling.
As for Tyler Dibling, we're talking about him potentially joining RB Leipzig, who have reportedly bid €30 million for his services. Sky Sports reporting yesterday that Southampton want a minimum of £55 million. That's, of course, what they sold Romeo Lavia to Chelsea for. And everybody knows by now, I absolutely love Tyler Dibling. His ability to drift past people is second to none. He's in the top 2% of European forwards for dribbles that result in a shot. He is excellent in and around the box. Should have scored, could have scored against Manchester United last week. But Leipzig, are they the development club that they once were? Bottom 3 or 4 of the Champions League, eliminated from that already. Scrambling for a place in the top 4 in the Bundesliga right now. It would certainly be a step up. But a few years ago, I think Leipzig were seen as the developmental side in Europe, or at least one of the top 5 developmental sides. I haven't seen loads of young English or players that are coming out of the Premier League, players that have been loaned there or gone there early, be that successful. I'm thinking to Emil Smith-Rowe, didn't work amazingly well. Carvalho, that didn't really work. Ademola Lookman, who's not English but was young when he went there, didn't really work. Ethan Ampadu, that didn't really work. I think this one might be my first miss. I'm not massively convinced about the fit of Tyler Dibling at Leipzig right now.
It takes us on to Dibling, who played for Southampton at the weekend, 18-year-old. He looked, devastating at the weekend. It's just like when they get in and they get a chance and you think, right, life's changing, I'm going to be in the first team, you can see it, and then also it doesn't go to plan. How are they meant to deal with that? You've been
This
there.
is when you need the support. You need good people around you, family, friends. I needed more. I need someone to put the arm around me and really father me down, and I needed that because I never had it as growing up. I was, I came from a rough area. Growing up as a kid was difficult. I had no, support at all. I just kind of deal with it all on my own. Anything that I did with my own. So a young player, he needs a good network, a good support system.
Well, from what I've seen, Tyler Dibling again was.
Tyler Dibling is top. Yeah,
he's just he just breezes.
It reminds me a bit of. I don't know if this is a weird shout. I went to the game, the City game against Southampton in the ground, and just watching him in the stadium, it reminded me of Villa Grealish.
That's the thing. It's the low socks. He's got the low socks.
Yeah,
and the long
but
hair.
also the way he carried it and drove through the centre of the pitch, and
he doesn't run at top speed with the ball.
No, yeah,
he just taps it,
which is quite Grealish, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's Grealish just used to do this thing where he taps it in the middle, and then he doesn't actually ever get up to full, but you just can't get it off him.
Yeah,
and it's so weird, and it's what's going on?
Yeah,
and there was a moment on the right hand side where there was a guy on his shoulder, and I was thinking, he needs to run with the ball, and he just then just got through. Yeah. And I was just like, that doesn't make any sense. And yeah, he's brilliant. I think he's one of probably the bright spark of the Southampton team.
It's hard not to get excited about the potential of Tyler Dibling. It's been absolutely fantastic. He was against Manchester United, and he was again tonight. That nutmeg, that little dribble, and he scored a winning goal in front of a packed out Goodison Park. Is it hard to get too excited about the fact that you've got such a potential superstar on your hands?
Yeah, I just want to be cautious of it, because in this country we have an amazing habit of building people up so early and then really enjoying the fact they don't quite reach their potential. The biggest thing I can say is if he's playing, it tells you what we feel about him at 18 years old, the stuff that he can do, that we trust him. Tyler now to even 3 months ago is a very different person, and the growth in him has been huge. And at some point, Tyler's progression will not just be linear. There'll be some tough moments, and we'll have to help him, nurture him, and help him grow. And we're really demanding of Tyler, but we also give him a lot of love because he is supremely talented. And if he wants to, at some point, to keep listening and to keep growing, to keep improving, he will.
Of course, Tyler Dibling has just burst onto the scene at Southampton, and of course plays in the same position as you did. Would you be delighted to see him replicate what you achieved in a Saints shirt?
Oh, that would be amazing if he could. I mean, for a start, that would mean we'd stay up this season, because I never got relegated, and that would be something else. I mean, he took his goal very well at the weekend. So that's his first goal under his belt. That's a big thing for a young player, get that first goal. So he now knows he can score in the Premier League. So that'll do his confidence the world of good. I mean, he doesn't look like he lacks confidence, but that should really kind of take his game to a different level.
I really appreciated somebody's performance here, and I'm gonna chuck in my underappreciated / one to watch player.
Go on.
It's Tyler Dibling. It's Tyler Dibling. I think I mentioned him before.
Yeah.
18-year-old player. I think he's come through their academy
ranks. Yeah.
What he gets the penalty, of course, from Robertson's challenge. He makes a key crossfield ball for the Fernandes goal as well. The other goal, he had impact in both. He looks silky. There's a couple of times he turned his player and powered away out of midfield. He's talented. He's quality. And at his age, I think he's got quite the future.
Yeah.
Tyler Dibling can play wide.
Yeah.
He's a lefty, can play on the right, comes inside. He's talented and aware enough to play in a central position as well. And I know the fans love him at Southampton. Yeah. I know they wanted him in the team a little sooner. I know he's kind of having a breakout, but he was ready to go a bit earlier apparently. And I just think he's one for our watchers, listeners. Tyler Dibling got a little bit of quality. He's one to watch at Southampton.
Good shout. I remember when we were in Chicago and speaking to the great Southampton legend Matt Le Tissier, and he mentioned him then, Rob, and said he's going to be special this one. He's good size as well, by the way. He looks about a 6-footer. It was again chatting off screen, and we do our stuff. And I said to Tim, he's the sort of player I'd probably go and say to Southampton, he is 40-45 million. Keep him for the next 18 months. Keep developing him as you are, and somebody, put my mark on him early now, because he looks a talent. He looks like a special talent.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think one of the key takeaways throughout all of that was the stat that was read out by Joe Thomlinson. It's an absolute crazy stat that Tyler Dibling has created 0.66 shots directly through take-ons per 90 in the Premier League this season, putting in the top 2% players in his position. The sky is the limit for the 18-year-old is what Statman Dave did tweet about that. And I just think he'd be perfect in that front three. Just imagine a future front three of, as I say, I think I said this the other day on the transfer video, Dominic Solanke, who's still in his pomp, Mikey Moore, and then Tyler Dibling. Some will say it's quite raw. That was around there. But I think that has a lot of potential to, really be a front line for the future. Tyler Dibling is such a good winger because he is amazing at dribbling, and any coach, whether that be Ange Postecoglou or whoever his replacement is if he gets sacked, will want Tyler Dibling. They'll think he has all the potential to be an amazing winger in any system. He's direct. He's got an eye for goal. He can pick out players. It is just such a perfect signing. And even if you look at his stats this season, they might not look amazing. He's only scored 4 goals and made 2 assists in 24 appearances in the Premier League, in the EFL Cup and in the FA Cup. But in the grand scheme of things, at 18 years old, nearly 19, it's actually really impressive. He's been such a key player for Southampton and, the shining light in a dismal side. Even, if you look at some of his show reel and highlights, he has been a phenomenon for a long time. And if you don't know really about him, he's obviously, if you look at his career so far, he's been at Southampton for many years. And he's actually, if you look at his academy record, been in and out of their academy a few times. He had a little stint at Exeter City. He went to Chelsea. And we all know what happens with Chelsea, the way they spit out academy talents and don't see the full potential and want to, actually get small fees for them. They don't want to give them a chance. But Tottenham is the perfect club. They want to build on, the success of the youngsters who are so far. I did a video recently saying about the scary truth of Tottenham and the young side they're putting together. You think Kinski, 21, Yang, 18, Mikey Moore, 17, Archie Gray, 18, Lucas Bergwijn, 18. That is just a really good core of young talent. You had a few more flourishes around of, some other potential players who can, starters and more experience. I think these players can thrive. And if you just look at the positions he can play as well, he could even play, according to Transfermarkt, centre forward, attacking mid, right wing and right mid. And they value him at about 22 million as well. So in euros, that is. So a little bit cheaper than that. But £55 million at the moment is quite steep. I wouldn't really want Tottenham to be forking out that much money. We've seen when we forked out all the money from Brendan Johnson as well. It's risky play and there's not a lot of on sale on that. But maybe securing a player like Tyler Dibling at this fee at this time would be logical and one for the summer. Dibling has also impressed against some of the top sides in the Premier League. Manchester United, Arsenal and Liverpool. So he has got the minerals to be a top player. And in the argument that I know a lot of people say, we don't want youngsters, we need proven talent. But at the current state of play, this would be the ideal signing for Spurs. Someone who's got potential, who's shown it in the Premier League at the top level, who we can grow even further. We're not going to be able to sign the biggest names anymore, or at current state of play. But if we can get a good deal for a Southampton player, and considering we've got a good relationship with Southampton, you've got to think of the Højbjerg deal, Carl Walker-Peters going the other way, Wanyama, Pochettino. We have got a good relationship with them. Obviously, that was with... They've got a new ownership, I believe, now. But that can show that we can make that deal happen. I just think Tyler Dibling has got to be picked up by a big club. He has got all the potential to go to the very top. And I'd love him to be maybe I was going to say a stepping stone for Tottenham. He could be like we're his stepping stone to maybe going on to more. But I want him to achieve a lot of this club. I want him to be a really ideal and perfect player to lead that front line and get really good goal contributions. I think, if he was playing under Ange, he'd be perfect, but any coach would love to have a Tyler Dibling. We're not going to be able to sign Mbeumo, for example, in the summer. That's just, it's just not going to happen. But with a Tyler Dibling signing, if you can get the fee down, especially like what sort of happened with when we plucked James Maddison, when we got Archie Gray, if a 40 million fee for Tyler Dibling would be the perfect pickup. I'm all for it. I think he's ideal. But let me know in the comments down below. Do you want Tyler Dibling at Tottenham, or do you think it's a no-no and we should avoid? Let me know, as I say, in the comments. Leave your likes, subscribe, hit the notification bell. And just actually before I go, I'm going to be at the Leicester City game. Spurs versus Leicester City. The basement battle, you could call it. So if you see me in and around the stadium, come and say hello. Ciao.